A late registration for this season, not listed in the programme or indeed last year's chart. He's got Fido under the car, and that's the end of his race, and a spectacular end. Let's hope the lad can get out fast. Fourth is Rob Allen in 2.83, plenty of dirt coming up there, and yes, there's the pile-up. Stu Young, I think they're Glyn Daft, Mo Smith, and one man escaping, Dave Tapping. Well, Broach has made it now, spinning out 3.54, and up goes number 18, Trevor Jones, right over the top. Oh, Stanford's snaky all over the place, and he's taken Jim Wallace. Oh, eventually ending up on the centre green. Oh, there's Ventrella being spun out beautifully and over. Oh, Rob Pearce getting well involved there with Nigel Wharton, the two locking together going to the turn. Sparks fly, Brian Toughlin doesn't know where to go there to get out of the way, 1.55. Well, they're trying to free themselves, because if they can, they'll protect their positions. But Robbie Craig's car just trying to mount Nigel Wharton's. Well, it saves on rubber, doesn't it? Eventually, the pair of them end up where I think it was inevitable they would. Collins. George Beckham's climbed up and he's gone. Race is underway and it's 1.18 spun out straight away on the home straight. And we've lost an axle already. Oh, there's trouble on the turn. Look at those sparks. Oh, and there's spin over. 18's gone. And 492, Kev Burns has found a way to park the car that saves a bit on rubber. And someone's lost the wheel. Yes, it's Rob Lane. Rob Lane spinning out the wheel, clouting the yellow top car. Finding a battle with Scullum. Oh, there, white top Scullum, and we got the first rollover. Indeed, it's just the tyre, not the wheel, getting further than him. Oh, and Beresford going over the tyre. Well, I know he's got a flat one, but he doesn't need a spare carried underneath the car. And there indeed is the 57 car that lost that tyre. It was not the entire wheel. Bignell taking a broadside swipe. There's the yellow top going over, two rollovers on the turn. Oh, and Frankie Wayman's found a novel place to park.
It just appeared up there. I don't know how it happened.
King Leeds getting battered by Les Burrows and over go. Oh, both of them over on the turn. John Lund taking a trip onto the centre green. Roger Brown 360 also in trouble, collecting Nigel Watson, who gets Graham Blundell in the back. Looks like it could be Brian Gray who's made the break. Oh, problems there. 29, 25.64 all getting involved. Now Simpson tries to put the bumper in and just gets himself. Well, he tried to put the bumper in on Broach there. Moody's spun as well, and Russell Taylor's got him. He's made the National Points champion, getting spun out, and he's taken speed with him. Well, a plume of smoke as he goes in and hits the safety points on the centre green. Well, those boards proving their worth there. It's come off Gary Sansom's car. You can see the back of the car showing the lack of a wheel, and it's just... Oh, Gary Hooper's been taken out. He's hit the Colin Gould car, and the wheel flies up and it's knocked while the light pulls over. Third is John Wright in 1:28. Then we have number 56, but Maltus's car is on fire. He's going to have to get out of that one fast. The Reds are coming out, in fact. He's on fire himself. Indeed, his boot was on fire there. Looks like he's okay, but that is terrible luck there for Andy Maltus. Oh, they're 5.57 going up in the air, and 98 spinning out with him, catching Steve Franklin as well. The 98 car there, Darren Rowe from Fleckney in Leicestershire. Bill Trout just going past there. Oh, and over goes Broach. And they're going for the spins, the rollovers, and mayhem starts, and the complete rollover there for 301. Straight over he goes, and the tailgate up in the air. 301 Mark Bolwell, and he can still run somewhere on the track. The waving yellows are out. The problem's here. The wheel flies down the track. Oh, that doesn't go in the crowd. Way down the straight into the bottom turn. Oh, no. Yeah, there's a wheel off there somewhere. Cars in confusion, they're going around the turn, the wheel rebounds onto the infield, and it's 5.58. Pete Weeks has got problems, he's still got four wheels though. And indeed Darren Priestman has lost a wheel off his car, number 83, the points leader here. There's the wheel going right under number 7 and the rollover, beautifully cued. Steve Daunton goes over. Oh, and he clouts the fence over, he goes almost there, just clowning the starter's rostrum. And that's caused problems for Palmer, doors being taken out behind them. Also,
Simon Shortley went there as well.
It's the two blue tops out in front though, France and Dowson. And Tapping there getting caught by Wayman and Ainsworth. And 3.54 going through in the front of Wayman as 4-1-2 Tapping spins out. Trying to pick up the number there, White top driving through on the inside, on 69, Andy Lomax having all kinds of problems and getting shoved out of the way up onto the barrel. Suspended beautifully on top of that, the rear wheels spinning helplessly.
217 still second, third there, Kevin Saich still there, so it's Capri's. And look at that! What a shunt, a tremendous crash and roll over there. Let's hope the driver is okay. His arm is in fact hanging out of the window, the driver unconscious. And sprinting to safety, that driver very wisely too, as Keith Jackson spins out and into the mud.
Oh, and he's rolled one over just in front of him, look at that. And 43 in third place is Derek Clark. Oh, and the leader's in trouble, he's getting airborne there. And there's the back markers going through in a tangle on the back straight, one up and over.
In fact, towards the end of the race, and over goes Zoe Thomas. Up and over she goes. What a crash. Front-wheel drive cars can be awfully tiring to drive. And look at that. Well now, my goodness gracious me.
Right, so may I remind spectators not to rush up at all, please. Please stay where you are.
Number 16, Bill Smith, 101. Oops, and it's problems for Mike Thomas. Pete Winston held up and in contact with that car. Winston tries to get away and he's being pushed out of the way. Well now, that is going to be some problems over that. Steve Dance in number 1, getting a little bit out of order there. I don't know whether he considered that Pete Winston was responsible for that hazard. 42, Coupland in the wall. So the car's coming, and there is trouble. There's trouble now, and fortunately those two drivers thinking better of it and walking away. I think that was Steve Dance involved in that lot. One of the other drivers holding on to him. It's not worth getting into that sort of trouble, he's telling him, when it's such a bad day, and there's still trouble here. And all sorts of aggravation taking place. That looked like Pete Winston being set about by Winston not even managing to get his helmet off there, and the race being brought to a halt while order is restored. Now that's most unusual in the Super Rod class, and there's more joining in. Not the sort of scene we like to see at race meetings, and obviously filled by something or other. And the officials at the moment actually making very little effort to try and stop this trouble, and though when there's a few big fellas laying around them, that's understandable. It is really, I think, time somebody stepped in a big way here and disposed of whoever's causing that trouble, because it's not the sort of scene we like to see in oval racing, and it's probably the worst incident of this kind that I've seen in perhaps 20 years of watching racing. So a pretty disgusting little piece of action during this Super Rod race. We didn't see the incident that caused it, but I think there'll be repercussions about that. And the cars, oh my goodness, there's one upside down. Stranded in the middle of the puddle there. That looks like treble 1 Andy Arthurton. Oh no, it's number 11 Julian Myers. Whoever, he's got wet feet. Andy Nash from Cambridge leaps for the wires. He just about makes it. That's his race over with. And just look at that. Now that was a good thing that Andy Nash got out of that just in the nick of time. 147 getting carried along, Graham Richardson. There's more cars piling in. Well, I should think Nash is thanking his lucky stars as Mick Burrows and Dave Shaby both pile into that car. Goodness gracious me.
Well, it certainly is a measure of the strength of the National League this year that riders like Gordon Kennett are in it. Gordon Kennett on the inside, Gaze in white. Next to him, Bob Garrod off gate 2 in red. Gate 3 yellow and black, Keith Pritchard. Gate 4 in blue, Andrew Silver, and the starting gate fails to go up on the inside. That will be a restart. So that's a blow for Rydhouse's hopes. Eastbourne filling second and third, but down goes yellow and black. Oh, white as well. Stevens going into the bend. There goes Kinning, and Kinning having a frantic job. He can't have any help. He's got to get back on that bike to go to remount. It must be lapped, and indeed he is lapped. In the meantime, no, the man in red, Bobby Garrett's pulled up. Oh, down goes Bryce. Stevens has got gate 2, Clark's got gate 3, and Malarkey's got the outside. And Rydhouse showing well there around the pair of Eagles, but no. And away from the start, a lift there from the man in blue, Gary O'Hare, and Middlesbrough all having terrible trouble there going into the turn. And indeed now Evans going through for second and catching Dixon. Well, that's a difficult one to read. What do you make of Ellesmere Port?
You noticed that Richard had problems in that last race. In fact, he
didn't hear that.
What do you think about the trip to Ellesmere Port? I mean, that's going to be a difficult one to get over, isn't it, in the semis?
Yeah, well, we all rode there pretty well last time.
You know, so, you know, I think we can do it. You know, as long as we, it doesn't matter if we get beat.
2 minutes.
Cut that bit.
Okay, that's fine.
it.
And Luckhurst is through. It's Bob Humphries relegated to 4th place now. Paul Bosley doing a superb pirouette, and down he goes. 1 lap to go now. And down goes Woofenden. Dramatic fall there through the boards. And indeed now with Eastbourne Eagles with the closure of Boston Speedway. Oh, Tatum's gone wide and down he goes. Well, how did they miss that bike and the rider?
Who's going to make the start? Oh, you see there, Louis Carr's getting in an orb. Oh, my goodness me, what on earth has happened there? You can see Louis Carr there has got Steve McDermott's bike linked in his own. This looked a good one. Who's going to make the start? And in fact, getting out the beat them all is Nigel Diath, but Neil Middleditch there trying to get there, and Stan Bear's taken a perler there, and he's gone down in a very nasty heap indeed.
So the Essex Radio Hammers again, leading in red Laurie Bloomfield, in blue Sean Barker, and the 2 Federation Specials getting caught up there. Down went Ferry. It looked like Collier just got caught up in him.
So if you go out and you beat them, then that's your reward, you know. So it'd be quite good to beat them.
In white for the Tigers there, Martin Dixon beaten into the turn though. Havelock is in second, and indeed Yates managing to make the start. Second in yellow and black is Havelock. Third in white we have Martin Dixon. At the back in blue, Marcus Bisson. Oh, but down goes the man in white, and his partner's gone with him. Bisson going into the back of them. Well, problems there. Havelock went down, he's clutching his leg there. Dixon and Havelock getting into all kinds of problems there on the 4th turn. And indeed, there is the actual ice bike. If you haven't seen it before, 500cc engine. 2-valve, unlike the 4 valves in conventional speedway racing. Longer wheelbase, as you can see as well, and the wheels are quite different. All those spikes all over, something like 400 to 500 spikes in this 2 wheels combined. Obvious mudguards front and aft, and there's the style of ice racing going down into the turn. Not foot forward, it's just the knee tucked down. Try and keep those wheels out of the way. Oh, we have a faller into the fence. This is the fastest form of speedway, barring the long track. Serenius just challenging on the inside. We're coming into the final lap after this turn, and Fredrickson in trouble. He's gone onto the centre green. Oh, he almost took out the photographers right through the middle. Now coming under pressure, Eskil Jonsson in second place. We saw Jonsson in last year's coverage. He's through in the first, and Stenlund's down. Almost caught by the wheel there, sliding down the home straight. The wheel within about 2 feet of Stenlund. He's hurt his back as he went down. So vital race for Tuxworth, and getting locked up there, and down goes red, along with yellow. Sajura and Lilitveit going into the bales there.
Switches on to the inside of Tilbury.